Welcome in, folks. Tactical here. I'm going to talk through the new feeder DLC that is dropping soon. I've had some time in early access to hone my feeder skills, and hopefully I've got some advice for you that's going to help make most of these things. Now, we're going to kick us off with the post feeder, and this is the sturdiest option, but it's supposed to be not as reliable. But from experience, I found that this actually works pretty well. It takes two types of feed, pellet feed and flake mix. Both, in the 500 range, so not too expensive, but this thing will not be destroyed. And then we've got the box feeder. Now, the box feeder is designed for deer. So if you use pellet feed, you're going to get quite a lot of deer in there, and that is, again, another great option. We've also got the bait barrel feeder. Now, this is a damage control feeder. This is designed to take away anything that's going to destroy your box feeder. So boars, bears, all that sort of stuff. If we head over to the store, we'll realise that there's a new option called game feeders. Now, you've got the post feeder, which is 8 weight and it's £1,200. You've got the box feeder, which is 6 weight and it's £1,200. And the bait barrel is actually £10. Now, this obviously is very heavy, and the new backpack update, which reduces your visibility and your noise, will hopefully help this. So these things have a 300 metre attraction radius, which is really strong. How far away from each other do you have to place these things? So I've done a few tests on this, and it's actually quite far. It's 305 meters, so you cannot place the structures of the same type near each other within 305 meters. Quite specific. I couldn't get it down to 300. I'm not really sure why, but yeah, so 305 meters away, and that applies to any of the types of feeders. So how do you fill these things up? There's no option in the store to buy pellet food or flake food. You simply click on the icon and refill remotely. You can do this at the feeder as well, but I think this is a really great option because having to go back and fill these up is a nightmare. Once you've filled it up, you'll see 100% bait remaining, and you'll be able to check on that and also refill it remotely when it goes down. And also you can switch the food out. Be aware that this will cost you extra money and you'll lose the money that you've spent on the feed. Once your feeder has dropped a little bit, you don't have to pay the full amount again to refill it. It's just whatever it's gone down by. So obviously we've gone down by 10%. We have to pay an extra 48 to be able to pay for that to be filled up again. So how do you use these things then? Do you just leave them in the open like this? No. So animals need to discover these, and if you just set the time back, as long as it's near a zone, this will happen. Yeah, just like that. As long as there's zones nearby and they are within walking paths of the animal, you will get them at your zone. And it depends obviously on what time they are normally in your zone. So we're around the time of fallow feeding time, so they are at this location here. And then now they know this is a good spot for eating, they will come back, which is great because you've just created a new zone in between two drinking zones, which for zones where you've got a lot of animals and you want to lock them down into a certain spot is really useful, as I've tried on Silver Ridge Peaks with bears. Yes, bears. Silver Ridge is great, but sometimes the bears get stuck in the reeds and it's quite hard to see them. If you've got a barrel feeder near to where those bear zones are, you will get new zones for these bears. Now we've got two that are drinking there at their normal zone, and then one that is eating at this new zone that I've created. So it just works a lot easier at getting animals to where you want them, especially if they're in an awkward position like this. Now I've come over to Reventuli and I want to show you how these work. So as you've seen, I've just set the time back and we've got deer at the feeder, and then I'm going to go back another hour to show you what shows up. So here we go, we've got moose now. Now it's really interesting this because you almost get to see a bit of a snapshot of what animals are nearby to your zones. Now here we go, we've got more moose, more whitetail. I've also had some rabbit actually at this zone as well. But what this has done is it's combined 3 zones into one, which is fantastic. And if you get a really good spot like here on Leighton, yeah, you just get everything all at once. And it is great. Now, granted, this is between a couple of feed zones, but it just works so well. And having that visibility and picking your own spots is just the best way to utilize these feeders. Now here's something quite unusual. We've got 4 types of animal, including one fabled white-tailed deer at a feeder, and I know this was a myth that people wanted me to break. Can you have fabled feeding at these things? And yes, the answer is yes, you can. But look at this, you've got 4 different types of animals, some in between drink time, some eating. It is just incredible, and it just opens up new opportunities to grind these things. So one thing to note is the post feeder works for roe deer, not the box feeder. I know that was in the initial trailer, but there are so many different types of animals, guys. I just urge you to go out and have a try with this. Set up maybe 250 away and just spawn in and see what you've got. As long as it's in between need zones, you will find something to shoot. I think this is a great addition to the game, and I've thoroughly enjoyed using this during early access. Let me know how you get on, and I'll catch you in the next one.